Hey, can you hear me and see me? Well, see me.
Schieß los.
Can you hear me? It's live. I think it works. Can you hear me? Yes, good. MC. That's my friend from WhatsApp, right? Um, Hello, everyone. Let's get started. No, let's wait a few moments until it's really hey, loud and clear. That's good. I've been hearing that over and over that my voice is not loud enough. Good evening, then, and everyone else. Can I see how many join? Does someone know that? Is there? I think I can switch to participants, but there I only see me. Never mind. I hope everyone is still having, or has had a nice weekend. Since about, I don't know, since when did the price start rising? Friday evening, I think so. When moon, soon. No price prediction, no time prediction. 19 watching, 20 now. Okay, let's give another 3 minutes. As you all know, I'm not doing predictions, neither time-wise nor price-wise. I have a hunch where we may go, but I guess most people would go crazy knowing that, and those having seen my video about market dynamics and mechanics, there I have shown some tables, and the result of my thinking was more or less always the same number. So those who did see that video should have a pretty good idea. 23. Okay, let's give us 2 more minutes. From Ireland. There we call it football and not soccer, I know. From Turkey. 37 already, that's not too bad. My hunch, it's not a prediction, it's just, let me pull up that document. I hope I can make it visible. So that's the document I have been showing last time. The first table shows basically ledger exposed, and then I did about 3 tables and various calculations, and basically I always ended up at 10,000. But as I said, it's not a prediction because basically I have no clue. Okay, so now 1800. Hello everyone, let's get started. So I see we have people from quite some countries, Turkey, Germany, US, Ireland, maybe others, not everyone told. So today is the C agenda. Is that a C for you? That's a C for me. For you as well. I don't know. I'm confused. I have 4 C topics to cover. Please put your questions, and I think if you write an ampersand and my name, it's a bit highlighted so that I can see the actual questions. I want to start with the C for crows. I don't know how many of you have been following Ripple Riddler. In his last but one video, he was showing kind of like a balloon travel, and at some point they were flying by some crows. Now, I think 2 days ago there have been people talking about something going on in escrow, like this money no one can touch until it's actually released. And someone thought if you remove the S, it's also crow. So maybe that hint from that video could have been a hint from these crows to this escrow information we received. I think it was Friday or Saturday. About 40 accounts, each 5 million. I don't think it's Sam I am, no. Anyway, I think that possibility that this matches, this escrow and these crows, could be very well be the case, which could mean that in really little few time we may start the bull run. As most of my followers know, I am a huge fan from this, I call it the Shane Ellis theory. However, from I think in the meantime 3 independent sources, one even commented on one of my videos, it has been confirmed as fact. It's not a theory. So that's what I believe, Shane Ellis, that the price will rise steep. Now, in one of his last tweets, he basically gave the deadline of the 20th of November. My hunch is, if that's really correct, that the price should basically rise before, which means tomorrow. And if it starts via Japan, it could very well happen in 4, 5, 6 hours from now. But this is just a hunch. I really do no price and time predictions. Please don't nail me on that. So the next C, I hope you see it as a C. For me it's a C. I don't know for you maybe it's like this, a C. Next C is cash out. I've been asked by a guy, cash out strategy. And I think I've told that already before. I personally don't have a cash out strategy. I will cash out a little bit this year once it rockets, go through the wormhole. I will just take out what I need, and the rest I will let increase in price. I will come back after all the C's to another topic regarding cash out. Then there has been a question from someone on my videos regarding corridors, that he wants me to explain a little bit better corridors. When in the financial system they talk about corridor, then usually they talk about fiat to fiat pairing. Euro dollar, euro yen, euro Swiss franc, dollar Swiss franc, Brazilian real dollar, Mexican peso dollar, that kind of stuff. These are corridors, and I really hope that all of you now watching me also know that I basically started my research with the with the superhighway theory. And in my research, I basically came across a lot of system integrators and gateway providers basically producing software for banks. And as we now know, in the past 2 months, SAM-IM has been quite pushing this Temenos thing, but it's not just Temenos, it's others as well. There is a huge company in which basically covers the full market in Europe, CGI and Task Group, and there are others like that. But the real, let me call it the stroke of genius from Ripple was actually multi-hop. And my brain is a bit bad, but I think I made a video 2 days ago about multi-hop with this example from the truck carrying your car from Zurich to Geneva or something. No, I will not emigrate to Brazil. My wife likes it here. Thanks. Anyway, multi-hop, as I see it, serves basically 2 purposes. One is banks totally will not touch XRP at all. However, in each transaction it will be used anyway. So that's kind of multi-hop. And you can, I don't know how many of you have heard the term hub and spoke. It's like in a wheel where you have the hub and then you have the spokes out. And on the end part of the spoke is usually a bank or some payment company sitting, and in the middle is one of these companies, exchanges or money remittances, which are using xRapid mostly for the purpose of acting as hub to be able to receive XRP and distribute it then to the target location on the spoke. So that's basically where we are talking about these corridors, and I think some might not have realized so well, because it was not many people talked about it, but there has been an announcement about one of these hubs in I think it was South Africa, and the way I understood is that they will basically be covering whole Africa. Then just I think this week there was an announcement, was it Chile or Peru? I don't remember. Another hub somewhere for South America, and when you now do the picture you can see that basically they have a hub everywhere now. And through this multi-hub feature, they're in brief, in not too long from now, they will be able to connect quite some countries. I think Jack the Rippler even mentioned in the Middle East, a small country, Palestine, I don't remember, and Russia, one bank in Russia will be using Temenos, and there is also the hope that they will act as a hub in this multi-hub architecture. Now, the last C I want to quickly cover is the dots connected, the connected dots. And I mean, there's literally no proof for anything. Not my theory, my superhighway theory, not that Swift may be working together with RippleNet or something like that. It's just hunches. But some of these these dots connect so well that I literally have trouble believing that this will not work out as everyone now live watching me thinks it will happen. Now let me scroll back in the chat quickly to see if there have been other questions. So we have people from Switzerland as well, Italy, hello. Question from Sam I am, if he's Ripple Riddler, I have answered already, I don't think so. South Africa, my favorite YouTuber for a very long time was Digital Asset Investor and DM Logic. Digital Asset Investor, I tried to poke him many times that he should forget about. He's totally fixated on the speculation of the XRP market with Pact and all those other exchanges which will provide custody. But that's just speculation. That's not what we're waiting for. We're waiting for a use case. That's the only thing which will explode the market. Once in a while I also watch Jungle Inc. That's basically my three main YouTubers. I am in the Love for Crypto Telegram group, but because there is so many news, I only log on once in a while. And I usually search for Simon's comments only. Yes, the Friday prediction was mostly nothing. My feelings for next week, I think if it will not explode the way I'm thinking, I think we will at least see a minor jump. Many people in my area, people I'm talking to, they get a feeling that SBI may go live this week, and that might be a boost, maybe to $5-10 or so. Could be that we stay there for a while to get some more retail investors out of the market, but please don't sell, hold. You will not regret it. Better indicator than market cap. Can you ask me that question again, Mickey? But please ask me the question, what should we compare? I mean, we can compare price, but I don't know if that's, can you say the dollar is better than the euro just because it's more or less worth? It's just that there's an exchange rate behind it. I don't really see that we can fix that on the price. I mean, right now, out of my nothing, I couldn't come up with any KPI which would make sense for an investor investing. Are you ready? I don't know. I'm ready. I'm ready since 1st of October when XRapid was announced. So many of you think it'll explode tomorrow, so maybe we have to think harder to make it really happen. The immigration to Brazil I answered already. Could be that this weekend was a startup. As I said, Kevin, I have no clue when the price will jump exponentially, but I personally believe it'll be in the next 48 hours. That's my hunch, it's not a prediction. Did I miss an important question? Can you please explain the tips integration? That's an interesting part. That's basically been pointed out by Jack the Ripper quite a lot. TIPS is basically the European system for kind of real-time settlement. TIPS on its own within the European area won't require XRP. that's being settled via, I think they call it central bank money. And the way I understood it, but I didn't dig too deep into that, is that the banks kind of have like a nostro account on the central bank somehow, I don't know. And then the payment goes through the central bank. However, as soon as the money leaves the European area, then they have, I think this comes, I think it's live already, PSD2, I think it's called. It's a new regulation which basically makes it possible for easier data exchange between financial institutions, and it allows also API integration for other payment systems. And that's basically the point where XRP will play its role as soon as the euro leaves the European area. When I discovered Ripple, it was actually about 12 months ago, maybe 11 months. In my very first video I talk about it. Back to me, all those speculation related things to me are totally irrelevant. The only thing which could have a relevance in those, let's say, Coinbase custody is that the XRP is really off the market, and those, I think it's called EFTs, these funds, digital asset investor always talks about, those will have to hold the asset. And if they're going into XRP, they will have to buy XRP. That will drive price up a little bit. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that XRP is not on the market liquid anymore. Really. The main topic for XRP is liquidity. This is something you have to think about, and I have made several videos about it. Ledger payment volume has no indication on price. Price can rise high with little volume, and we don't know if the price drops or rises. Force the price higher by hodl. Kung Fu Christmas, very good. That's basically what Shane Ellis told us. The more people hold, the more difficult it will be for banks to get the liquidity, which will drive price up. Let's assume I have an apple and you're hungry and you want that apple, you want it bad. I won't give it to you. You tell me I pay $5. No. $10. No. $15. No. $50. Okay, get it. Okay, that's how it'll work with the XRP market. As the longer you hold, the higher the price. Which price points are you looking to take significant profits? Really, I have no cash out strategy. I am cashing out what I need, and the rest I will let appreciate. Payment volume I mentioned, I don't think it's important. Someone mentioned TAS. Tips is TAS powered, yes, Shane Ellis. Exactly, Richard, thanks for your comment. Richard wrote that initially the price movement will be slow and steady. Could be what we have seen in the past 2 days, but then it will get faster and faster. Sadiq Ismail, I will put a link to the Shane Ellis document in the description once I upload. Okay. Okay, Brad Kims, I don't know. was it you who wanted to know about on one of my videos about if I think that retail investors are kind of moved out of the market? Could be. There was a question if I think that retail investors might be pushed out of the market. Yes and no. I think those who are responsible for the system to work don't want too many retail investors having XRP. However, if there were no retail investors, it'll be worth nothing, because they have to be able to sell XRP to get money. It has to have a worth, and for that there needs to be retail investors. Tips is SEPA similar. I think SEPA was the system before, then they upgraded, called it Target 2, and now as of I think end of November it's called Tips, but SEPA is still in use. When will the price of XRP consolidate? I literally have no clue. The more volume there will be, the more scarce XRP will be, the higher the price will go. And there will be so many other use cases, coil, and that's just the beginning. I mean, I heard, I don't know where, I think I talked about that in one of my earlier videos, Audi, the car company, is actually thinking about producing cars which have all featured, which you can enable by a button built in. So you don't need to select, I want, I don't know, this feature and that feature and this feature, and you pay for it. That's not how what's their idea for the future. They will build fully functional cars. But if you want to use four-wheel drive, you push a button and then you pay until you turn off four-wheel drive again. And all these kind of use cases, I think, will drive prices well. Maybe not that much, but it will help a lot over the years. I could, in 3-4 years, I could imagine XRP hit well above $100,000. Hi Brad, who is talking to me? Yes, Brad, I'm not Brad. If European Central Bank is going to use that, I covered already with tips, not directly when it's within the European area, but as soon as the money goes out, I'm pretty sure. In 7 days, if my hunch is right, I have a strong feeling we're going pretty fast towards 10,000. That's my hunch. It's not a prediction. I'm not a financial advisor. And then it may stay there for a while, maybe 3-4 months, and increase to 20 or 30,000. That's the kind of steps I'm expecting. The more banks come along, the more liquidity is basically required. Will you sing when we reach $1? I will miss that. It will go so fast, and I won't. Maybe if I'm a little bit drunk. Now I'm almost at the end of the questions I'm seeing here. Last question from M. Will the price shoot up and hold steady? That's a question I basically kind of answered already. It will shoot up, then it will hold there for a while until there is no more liquidity. Remember this video I made with the title, "We are no welfare organization." Let's assume we rise this week to $10. I think we go to 10,000 this week, latest by the end of November. Let's assume we go to $10. like 50% of retail investors as us, they will sell. They have no clue where this will go. They will be so happy to make factor 20 or something. They will sell, they will be out of the business. And everyone buying then, they will want to make this factor 20 or more too. So they will hold, and hold means scarce supply. And scarce supply means price increase. So the longer you hold, the higher the price. And once it reaches 10,000, what I think it'll do, I think we'll stick there maybe, I don't know, 3 months. Some of you might have heard about SBI, the consortium, not VC, but SBI consortium, that they want to go into Forex trading with XRP. That's literally billions in one single transaction. So if we do not reach 10,000 by the end of November, 100% by the end of March. Of that I'm so sure, but I think it will happen earlier. I'm not retired yet, but I will retire as soon as it hits actually less than $100, but it will go so fast. Yeah. Will exchanges be able to pay out at least over a while when the price... Will the exchanges be able to pay out at least over a while when the price goes... Marion, I... Correct me if I'm wrong, but your question I'm interpreting like that you have no clue where the money is coming from when we cash out, when we sell our XRP. The money is coming from the customers of suppliers. I'm working currently for ABB. If we sell 20 transformers to, I don't know, Nigeria, it'll cost them 10 million. And these 10 million need to be transferred. So it's these 10 million which go through the system, which help cash, which help pay you, which help sell you your XRP. So yes, basically, yes and no. Exchanges will not have the money because the money always comes from someone buying. 10,000 US dollar, that's my hunch, yes. Kung Fu Christmas is asking about Bitrex. Since Shane Ellis, I have been following the Bitrex Ask order book quite tightly, at least daily, sometimes several times a day. And I would say about a week after I discovered that theory from Shane Ellis, these two cell walls have been built around 10,000 and around 20,000, each for about 600 million US dollars. And last Friday, I think it was Friday, Thursday or Friday, interestingly, those cell walls vanished. Just not there, not to be seen anymore. I think that was done on purpose just to hide the fact that these cell walls are there. Yes, Kevin, only a few XRP. I mean, from your questions, I am still getting the feeling that some of you still don't quite get this point about the liquidity. Let me try to explain that again. XRP on its own, technically, it's freaking fast. 1 XRP, there are calculations I think could be used because it just takes 3 seconds to transfer, I don't know, 28,000 times or something a day. Technically, that's totally correct. But I repeat it again, we're not a welfare organization and we want to make a profit. And we don't want to just make 0.5% of profit, us small investors. That's something the banks will do once the price of XRP is freaking high. They will be able to at that point the retail investors might not be needed anymore, and the banks will then just step in for the huge transactions. But for them it'll be fine to make even just a 0.5% of 100 million is still a lot of money for them. Us small investors, we want a 5, 10, 15, 20% of profit usually. And because of that, when you check the volume on any of these, well, basically you can check the volume on any of these coin listing sites throughout the whole year, throughout 12 months. It has been, with few exceptions, always below 200 million. And that prices we have seen in the past month, that's about 500 million X, or no, actually I'm so bad in math when I have to do it in my head. So $200 million would mean 400 million XRP right now. And now, because we are holding and not selling every 3 seconds, there is basically just little XRP ready for those transactions. My calculation in these tables I have been showing in the market mechanics, these tables here, is that on a good day when the price rises, that we have about 2 billion XRP liquid. On a normal day it's 500 million or less, and these 500 million XRP will have to serve its purpose on a particular day. Then go figure. Nick, this number there, this 800 million, is that from Bittrex? Hopefully the sheep will wake up. I really don't care anymore. Jack and me and others have been really trying to educate, and I cannot believe I'm wrong, especially not after Shane Ellis has been stated as a fact. No, 30k, that'll be like mid-term, maybe middle of next year, towards end of next year. Long term, way more. My motivation why I'm giving all this information away for free, and I don't want no donations and nothing. I'm a person, I have very few beliefs in life, but very strongly I believe in good, in humankind. And I think it's time for a wealth redistribution. And every one of you, I really hope you do something intelligent with all that money. Please go and help the poor. I don't care if you buy a house and 2-3 Lambos, but there will be so much money in your hands. Use it well. Support the poor. help building schools and hospitals in Africa or in other poor countries. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for, and I really hope that many of those holders of XRP will do the same, and this will be life changing. Yeah. Last question. Did I cover most of your questions? Help the dogs, yeah, maybe we have one. Yes, that's the change we want to see. Elfie, do the argument why? I mean, there was a question in the chat from her or him, Elfie. Other people don't think the price will go so high. Why? Usually it's people arguing technically. They think one XRP can be used 8,000 times a day. Technically that's correct. In reality it will not work like that. Everyone buying XRP on the receiving exchange they will hold it, they will want to make profit of it. They will not sell it 3 seconds later for literally zero profit. Why? We're not a welfare organization. And that's the point they're missing totally. And even though not stated directly by David Schwartz, but he tweeted more than once, at the current prices, low value, high volume, totally possible. Now up to where is low value? 10,000. Up to where is high value? 100 million. Do the math. Who will initially drive the price to 10k? That was basically the main reason by Galgitron. Many of you who follow Twitter, who are on Twitter, might have heard from Galgitron. He was one of the very fierce opponents of Shane Ellis' theory. His main argument was arbitrage and slippage, and I have explained that in other videos. Arbitrage is buy low, sell high, but this will not work. I mean, whom would sell an XRP for $1 knowing on another exchange he could get 500 or 5,000 for it? No one. And slippage is basically when they have to go through this order book. The average price will basically be lower than the total, than the last price they pay, and roughly speaking that's slippage. So basically I think the official terminology of slippage is the difference between getting a quote and actually executing the quote. There may be a price difference, and that price difference is called slippage. But Miguel Villas actually confirmed that Ripple will step in and cover those slippage costs. So Darth Vader, coming back to your question, I made a little bit the circle. Basically, the first bank transferring 50, 100 millions will drive the price up. It's like that. But the bank doesn't care. They transfer value. They don't they don't care how much XRP they have to buy for the 50 million. By the way, talking about, I lost my thread. There was One question around the whole system, actually. I didn't make a note about that. That's two topics I quickly want to cover. The last topic from my agenda and this topic. Miguel Villas is a guy who was hired by Ripple just to make sure there is enough liquidity. And rest assured, the exchanges and everyone involved, they will know how it will. He will have told them, but due to NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, no one can tell about that. And that's basically also the reason why I think Shane Ellis vanished, because I think he just told too much. And then to my last point from the agenda, I think I covered it slightly already. Retail investors will not be forced out of the market. They will go on themselves over time. In the general scheme of things, there will always be retail investors be required to have a value. Otherwise, we come back to this. The banks could move around paper. And those who have seen my video about this is, would you trust this more or a real Swiss note? That's basically the reason why there will need to be retail investors all the time, but it will be less and less, I think. If XRP is popular in Switzerland, since me maybe. No, actually I have kind of convinced about between 20 and 30 people, mostly at work, but also in my larger area, some in my family. Even my parents invested a very little bit. I don't know. I really don't know. Major disaster, that's an interesting question. If the volume of the banks for X-Rapid payments will be ledger payment volume or exchange volume. My theory is based on exchange volume. As soon as banks are allowed to hold XRP, it could be ledger payment volume, but then they need to buy the XRP first time. Me and Sam IM should have a live stream together, please not. I respect Sam IM for his overall hunch, but as soon as it goes into the details, I think he's almost always wrong. Saleh Meder, I hope I have pronounced that properly. I think my hunch is next week will moon. No, I won't stream with Sam IM. If I will go underground when we hit big numbers, that's actually a good question. I don't think I will go underground, but I will certainly require assistance on how to deal with being wealthy. My wife, she helps, she loves to help. She sees a video on, don't know, YouTube, Facebook or something with a poor guy in a wheelchair. Oh, let's send him some money. That's not how it works. Otherwise we will receive a million of these videos every day. So yes, everyone getting that rich will have to know how to deal with that money. because you will be more easy target for kidnapping and stuff like that. I really don't hope so, because I'm a good person. So I really don't hope that it'll happen to me. But it's something you have to think about, Stuart. The industry I'm working for ABB in IT. I'm actually service manager for an archiving, so electronic archiving service. On my yacht, I don't know if I will have a yacht. That's actually, I don't know how you plan to spend all your money. For about 10 millions, I have ideas. But everything above, I literally have no freaking clue than to give it to poor people. I wouldn't know why I would need to buy a yacht. I can rent it for a month or so. I still have enough money to do that. Why do I need to own it? Evil Craig Wright. Just forget about him. Maybe he's a bit sick in his head. Kung Fu Christmas likes to meet me. Message on Twitter. Maybe we all meet in Liechtenstein, since digital asset investor is so fond of Liechtenstein. For me that'll be like an hour 20 minutes car drive from here. Yes, Lord Vicious, be careful of sudden wealth syndrome. This is really something you need to think about. I tell you. Okay, someone asked me when I will retire. I will retire starting with 3 million of profit. Why? Because I did a calculation for about 30 years, so I could live for 30 years. Same living standard. I wouldn't need no other money anymore. I wouldn't have much money. Of course, this money would give me some interest, and from that interest I could do nice vacations and stuff. But please think about what you really will be doing, and don't just buy Lambos. I said it. It's fine if you buy a few nice cars, but keep it down. I mean, if you buy a car for 250,000 and you drive it 3 times a year, what's the matter? Rent it. Wealth management consultant, Marion. Do that on your own. I will need a consultant helping me make sure that projects we want to support in Africa, that the money really gets there and not into the pockets of some administrative people. That's where I will need help. But managing my wealth, I don't need wealth. It'll be so much. Me and my wife, we will have, as most of you know, she's from Brazil. Her larger family, I don't know, 50 people, they will not have money problems for the rest of their lives anymore, until their grandchildren or their grandchildren. This doesn't mean that I will pay them. They will continue to work, but let's assume there is some urgency, I don't know, some accident or something, then we can always step in and cover that. Ganz in Zürich, maybe not. For that, even 500 million wouldn't be enough. Can you tell your theory on why all the riddles came out? I think... You mean, Come for Christmas, do you want to know why they told us those riddles? Do I understand properly? I think... Someone asked me why I do these videos and information for free. because I want to share that knowledge. Most people want to share. If you know something which can make other people happy, rich, you want to share it usually. Most of the people do. There might be some people who don't want to do it, but most people will want to share it. I'm sure that those riddles might have been coming out of Ripple themselves. There has even been speculation around Parable Guy 123, the original one, that as soon as all those NDAs have been have been signed for all involved people, that one person was kind of given the freedom to spill some information into the community. That's how I think it happened. But I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter why, because it's really hard if you have to keep thousands of people shut their mouths. I mean, think about that. So many banks, so many like in every bank, I don't know, 30 people might have been in every big bank. About 30 people might have been involved to make sure that no one talks. That's literally not possible. Stuart, check out, cash out something at 10k. That's what I will do. Take out anytime whatever you need. You can, if you're, for those of you who fear there may be, I don't know, a crash in 5 years on XRP or whatever, what you can do is you can cash out everything and invest and do a classic investment which gives you return, I don't know, between 10 and 15% every year, which should be fine enough money with all the money you're doing to have a serious lifestyle for the rest of your life. Mike Castnam, no, I don't have thoughts on that evil right. I think I saw one tweet of him, just kept on going. Curry Kane, thanks for the compliment. Greatest could be Brad. That's basically, I mean, coming back to this riddle and parable guy stuff, I stated it over and over and over again. Ripple, the whole management team, all those people where we see interviews, videos on YouTube and stuff, they're freaking intelligent. They have a clear strategy. I believe they always tell us what we need to know. The problem is people don't listen to that. They always pick out the wrong stuff. Like this video I've seen from Chris Larson, one of, like, basically the founder of Ripple, which is now on the board. I think it's president of the board, I don't know how it's called. And in one of his latest videos, I think end of September, it was a video 25 minutes or so, and there was 15 seconds maybe where he said liquidity will drive the value. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who heard that. They say it out and clear. That's what will drive the price. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. If you follow David Schwartz and all those people from Ripple, you will realize it's just about liquidity. Yes, Phil Ip. I think they will ramp up volume next week, latest by the end of November, but I think it'll happen this week. Excellent. I have no clue. I don't care. I really don't care, Russell. I'm all in XRP. That's really the only one which will make you freaking rich. And why? Because it has a use case. That's what I'm trying to bring across since about I started doing videos. Emigrate to Switzerland, butterfly trader. The nice thing in Switzerland, but I think you should have your residency already now here. But I pay basically close to zero tax on my profit. I pay, I think it's called wealth tax, maybe in English. Vermögenssteuer for those speaking German, and then it's like 0.25% or something for everything which is above, I think, 15 million. Nothing. That's like getting the money for free. Prop, I don't know what you missed, but I will put the video up later on, and yeah, I hope I have done that properly. Okay, I think we're ending now in an hour, close to an hour. I was talking actually quite some. I hope everyone enjoyed. Please spread the word. Maybe in 1-2 days it'll be too late to get rich. Maybe once it shoots, I may be doing videos more targeting towards what you can do with all your wealth. Nick, I have covered Sam I am already. The big picture he gets, the theories in detail I really don't think he gets. Okay. With that, I wish everyone a nice evening. My wife has been cooking, so I can now shut down here and the dinner is ready. And thanks for your patience, and I really hope everyone could understand me well. If I missed a question or so, please send it to me on Twitter or as a comment on the video later on. Thanks everyone. Take care. Bye. Killian, it will happen. Maybe not in the next 48 hours, but it will.